All right, welcome to another episode of Fight Stories. This is John Moses with my buddy Tyler Morrison.
What's up, pricks?
What's up, boys? Stuck in the middle of a snowstorm down here. For once, I'm the one shoveling it out. You don't got nothing to do.
Just worried about my beers freezing in the garage. Gotta constantly be monitoring. I had a
Honey,
couple.
I got to drink these before they freeze. We can't afford
exactly.
just throwing out brews.
Yeah, I had a case in the trunk of the car a while ago, and I just kept going out to check it. Nature's freezer.
Yeah. Some real sad news today. Dustin Diamond, R.I.P.
Dusty baby. Listen, yeah. Dustin Diamond. We did a roast with Dustin Diamond back in the day.
Yeah, we'll throw those clips up.
Yeah. In 2014, we did the roast of. It was the Ron Jeremy roast, and Dustin was one of the guests on it. And this guy, I mean, he had a reputation prior to this roast, so it was kind of. Yeah, there was, the overall. Rap on Dustin is that, he's kind of an asshole.
Right.
And when he came into to do the roast with us, though, I thought he was a really nice guy. Like, he was nice to us. He seemed like he was happy to be there. I don't know.
We fucking smoked him.
Yeah, then he stabbed a couple people 3 weeks later.
I know. Dude, I really think that there was something. Because before he was nice, he's like, oh, hey, guys. Like, I'm just one of the boys. And then we were just so ruthless on him. Like, everybody got, like, touched. But, like, everybody was like, buddy, you stink.
But this is the thing. This is the thing that not many people that were, I mean, I don't know how many people who were on that roast even understood. I wrote a roast set for Dustin Diamond. I wrote his set for him.
Oh, there you go.
And I wrote the most ruthless set out of all of them for Dustin, because I knew he was number one going to get taken out, worse than Ron, worse than anyone else.
That's why that's why you guys brought him in, is so we
that's right.
Him.
Exactly. He's a perfect booking for a roast, because he's got the kind of the fallen celebrity status.
Right.
And the reputation of maybe being a bit of an asshole, all that stuff. But I knew that he was going to take it off the chin, and I'm writing probably 4 or 5 different people's sets on this roast. But I wrote him the most ruthless Ron Jeremy roast set, and he didn't do any of the jokes.
Yeah.
And he took it off the chin. It was a tough night at the office. It didn't go in Dustin's favor on the roast. And after the roast, he did come up to me after, and it was very funny the way he said it, because he goes, it's like, Tyler, for the rest of my life, I'll always wonder what would have happened if I wasn't an idiot and just did the fucking jokes he wrote me. And we were all laughing about it. Yeah, I thought he was a pretty sweet guy. I do, he obviously had the inner turmoil. It can't be easy going through life being that guy
who kicking the pants where everybody's like, it's fucking scream.
Yeah, you're a clown to everyone, right? And that's just a character that you're playing. And obviously at a certain time in your life, when you're like a kid, it's like okay to be that. But then when you get a little bit older and you're trying to, pick up chicks and just trying to, you don't want to be Screech, you want to be Zach, you want to be Slater, right? Yeah. So I think that had to weigh on him. And it was probably took a long time to break out of that and come to terms with who you really are. I mean,
if he even did.
No, I don't know. I don't know, because
so
it couldn't have been easy.
I was at Hyenas in Dallas, probably 5 years ago, maybe longer than that now, probably almost 7 years ago. Mm-hmm. And Screech was there the week before. And the staff did not have nice things to say about old Dustin Diamond. He's up to his dirty tricks. First of all,
I love dirty tricks.
selling the autograph headshots for $10. If somebody wants a picture with you, you're charging them $10. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, you're not a wrestler.
Yeah. You're not a wrestler, and you're not even doing your own material. Like, just be happy that you've landed in this space so easily.
Mm-hmm.
So I was shitting on him a little bit today because it's my style. And
I thought that was funny though. That was a funny
yeah,
status, right? I mean, we joke about this shit.
yeah.
I mean, we knew the guy.
But somebody said, he goes, listen, that guy had the career that I dreamed of. And it's like, dude,
Yeah.
it's true. Working every weekend, probably making $5,000 and a weekend, and then gets to go on celebrity boxing and beat somebody up.
It's funny if you put that into perspective too, because for him that's like a fail. You know what I mean? That career is like he feels like he's hit rock bottom when he's doing our gig.
I know. But it's because he never wanted it, and he's he doesn't love it. You know what I mean?
True. But yeah, it's so funny seeing guys.
For us, we'd feel like we'd be hitting rock bottom if we did a Tide commercial, like total sellouts. Meanwhile, some actor would be like, "Mom, Dad, I just got a national."
Yeah, true.
So anyway, you know what? You're right though. I mean, even though the guy was a little bit of a wang, it's sad that he's dead, and I think it can't be easy being the butt of everybody's jokes everywhere you go.
Well, dude, look at what happened. Like 3 weeks after that roast, he had that ordeal in Milwaukee at the bar. He's with his girl. I think it was his fiance at the time, and there's
Mrs. Screech. She's getting up to become Mrs. Screech.
Oh yeah, she's about to get Saved by the Smell, which is his porn name, right? Or his porn title was that, Saved by the Smell. So, but what happened was, I guess these guys were probably clowning him, is what I'm guessing. And he was outnumbered, and he ended up pulling a knife and stabbing someone and went to jail. But I everything about that situation, though, to me screams self-defense. Like, he's outnumbered. He's with his girl. He's,
minding his business.
Yeah, probably minding his own business. I don't think he's out there, taking his shirt off, being an arsehole.
Yeah, unless he was like rip roaring drunk, Not too many guys in their 30s or 40s are gonna go after a group of 7 kids or however many guys there are.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't know the age of the guys that were in the altercation, but the fact that he went to jail for that,
have to be at the bar.
I always thought that there was something off about him going to jail for that. I really wish I was in the courtroom to hear that, because the guy that I met and that guy was totally two different things. He was a black belt, I believe. He was trained in martial arts.
Get out of here.
That's probably a fucking fake doctorate, eh?
Yeah. He got the same black belt that
Ralph Macchio
got, but not for knocking him out. They just handed him the fucking black belt.
It's so funny.
Yeah. There are a couple of black belts in the world that I feel confident I'd spank, and Dead Screech is one of them.
Who did Screech fight in celebrity boxing? Let's look that up. Was it Manute Bull? Did he drop Manute Bull?
No. That was the same night as that. And
it was the same night.
Manute fought Refrigerator Perry or something.
Let me see.
The ice box from the roller rink. I think he fought Danny Bonaducci.
Danny Bonaducci.
Right.
Was it? Did Screech fight Bonaducci?
Yeah, I just don't know who won. I think Screech should. I'll tell you who he should have fought. He should have fought the Family Matters kid, Urkel.
Oh yeah, Screech totally should have fought Urks. Manute Bull fought Perry. You're right. It Dustin Diamond fought Ron Palillo. Who is? Oh, Horshack from Welcome Back, Kotter.
Oh,
some of these are a little bit before my time, so I didn't really, watch some of those shows. But Saved by the Bell.
Did Screech win that one?
Oh, I think he did win. Let me check that. Let's see who won. Yeah, Diamond won.
Damn. So the guy won a celebrity match. He scored in a porno, and then he's headlining clubs. Sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah,
I don't know why the guy was so miserable.
Yeah, that guy's got he has the career we dreamed of. You're right. That guy's got way better career than all of us. Why are we clowning this guy? Why do we have bad things to say? And he gets to treat people like shit. That's fucking awesome.
Total bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, this guy's actually.
It's just if you would have taken away like the Screech, that guy got one Screech. Screech like every day, dude. Somebody tell me fucking Screech, dude, like, and it just went through his body, like, oh
yeah, yeah, like, yeah. No, I know what you mean.
if you took that away, you'd be totally happy with that career.
And having that name attached to you and you don't like it, if you don't embrace it and don't love it, it's like when someone yells that name at you, it's like when you're driving and your car bottoms out, that feeling when you're just like,
dude,
goes through your whole body.
If you can't embrace it, dude, that guy should have been in therapy fucking for weeks being like, just accept Screech, dude. It's giving you all this
if he accepted and owned it, yeah, and like he I guess he kind of owned it, but not really. You know what I mean? He reluctantly owned it.
Right.
And that's the tough part. Yeah, when someone yells "Screech" at you, it's like when a rock hits your windshield.
Yes.
Just right up. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'll tell you who I'd like to see in a celebrity death match to the death is Zach Morris and Mario Lopez. If those guys, I would love to see, when the Joker breaks the stick and goes, "I've only got one opening." I would love to see those two guys fucking stab each other with the pool sticks until one of them dies.
They got into a fight on the show once, not a real fight, but it was,
Oh yeah.
Slater would have won that. He was fucking
hell yeah.
Bayside Tiger Wrestling, man. Captain of the wrestling team. He's just Smoke Valley. He used to destroy Valley. Zach Morris doesn't stand a chance, brother.
Yeah.
Preppy? Come on. AC's got that shit. He's got that Chicano style.
That would have been the perfect segue to begin the episode, but we got to get into this reaction video.
Oh yeah, we're not stopping. I'll talk about Saved by the Bell all day.
Yeah. How did Screech die before Belding? Jesus.
I know Belding was looking rough. He was doing the comedy circuit too, wasn't he?
Yeah. All right, so let's pop this video.
Sure.
I don't know that. I think you said you didn't see it, but I think you might when you realize what it is, because this one was just such a beauty.
Okay. Cool.
This is girl knocks out boyfriend with sweet left hook.
Oh, I did see this one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was such a great one.
But we'll watch it and comment.
Yeah.
Okay.
First of all, you never want to be the guy in this situation. Like,
you got nothing to gain here.
You got nothing.
Because you can't hit her too hard.
Yeah, and he doesn't look like he knows how to throw anyway. And this chick, buddy, like, that hook right there, dude, that is no accident.
That kid couldn't break a fucking grape. Oh.
And he stings her at one point. He stung her a couple and she was like, "Okay, motherfucker."
Yeah.
Did you see when she just did that little? Did you see when she did that little stutter step when she backed up? That should have been that guy's fucking the canary in the coal mine to let him know he is in trouble, dude. She did that little step and that little. Oh, you knew it was on, dude.
Yeah, she didn't like it.
This woman is exactly what I want for my child.
Yeah.
That's what you want. You just want your kid to be able to throw a fucking sweet left hook.
Guy goes down like a bag of shit too, eh?
Oh yeah.
In front of all his friends, he's not getting any trim tonight.
Oh, buddy, you have to drop out of that college and go to a different college. You have to assume a new identity. There's no hiding for this guy.
And it was playful enough, but like, dude, you got buckled. Oh yeah.
Who knows, man? Maybe these new age kids, like, guys are just like, "Oh yeah, I got knocked out by a girl. No big deal. We're all equal."
17 years of virginity knocked right out of his fucking head.
Yeah, dude. If he wasn't a virgin, he was when he woke up. Like, he forgot the time he fucked.
Everyone took all of that back. Yeah. It's like playing a country song backwards.
Oh yeah. Dude, chicks should know. Every chick should have that in their arsenal. Just a bomb that they can throw. That knocks out 90% of the guys she throws it at. That knocks out a lot of dudes, that hook, dude. That hook was
a nasty hook.
Sweet. That is a trained fucking bomb right there.
Oh, yeah. And, like, if you've ever been hit by a girl, like, they can sting you, man. They can sting you.
Yeah.
But you don't usually get knocked senseless.
Yeah, no. It's usually just enough for them to know that they've made a grave error.
Yeah. Yeah. Your eyes roll back in your head like a
God.
shark. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that look is always. Anytime I've seen a woman get hit, not by me, not by me.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Always by another guy who I
Yeah.
kicked the shit out of after.
I forget it was. I think it was like Passenger 57, or maybe it was like a Charlie Sheen movie. What? Probably Charlie Sheen. They skydived and like the chick pushes them out of the plane, and then they hit the
Terminal
water,
velocity.
terminal velocity, and they pop out, and then he fucking nails her. And it was either that or a Wesley Snipes movie, whatever it was. A chick gets nailed, and I'm watching this in the theater, and I laugh out loud so hard. And I am the only person laughing in the theater, dude. Just looking like a straight wife beater, you know?
Oh my god! Yeah,
Yeah. Just a domestic abuser.
I saw a teacher try and break up a fight between two guys in the playground when I was in public school, but they
Oh,
were
wow.
like big boys. It was great, grade sevens. They were big
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
And the one kid, he packed a punch, and he threw a big roundhouse punch, and the kid he was fighting ducked, and it was a full out, just like that punch that girl threw,
Yeah.
hit the teacher, knocked her out, like just done. It was amazing. Everyone was cheering because this is the teacher that was always busting up our fights and like
Oh,
getting
yeah,
too
yeah.
close,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that linesman in hockey that tries to break up the fights too early.
That's it.
Just let him go,
He's not going to be
Kevin
doing that
Collins.
one again.
Yeah, just let the boys get it out of their system, Kevin Collins. Don't jump in
Yeah,
when they're not tired.
that's right.
That's the thing with like the NHL fights too. Like they send the linesmen in so early now.
Yeah.
I don't know how these guys aren't,
I don't know
how the
how much.
refs aren't pissed off about it because they're probably getting tagged a little bit, or they used to. There's
Yeah.
hardly any fights anymore.
Like,
But
dude, you just right in the backswing there, dude. You catch one of these bad boys.
remember Dion Phaneuf used to have the little linesman button on his jersey. Whenever he get in a fight, he just pushed the button, and then the linesman would come in to break it up for him. He must have been paying those guys off. I know what you're doing, Dion. Come to my barbecue in the summer, boys. I'll hook you up.
He made Sean Avery do that.
Yeah.
Avery.
Yeah. I want Sean Avery on this podcast so bad I'm willing to cut out every bad word that any of our guests have ever said about him.
Yeah, we'll delete. There'll be entire episodes missing from the catalog all of a sudden. It'll go from episode 7 to episode 9. All right. What do you say? Let's see. Why don't we
Let's
jump
get into this one.
Oh, well, wait a second. Before we do that,
Oh, yeah.
why don't we talk about the shirt that we got going with Trevor Gillies?
All right, cool. So we've partnered up with our buddy Trevor Gillies, who was on 2 episodes ago.
Right.
You guys if you haven't heard it, check it out. It's on all of our platforms. It's a 2-part episode with Trevor Gillies, but we teamed up with Trevor to create a brand new custom T-shirt that is this Fight Story signature series. It is called Punches Aren't Vitamins, and we'll throw it up on the screen so you can check it out. But these T-shirts are going to be available exclusively through Uncle Ronnie's Teabag.com. Uncle Ronnie's is our new sponsor this year.
Right.
They have all of our merch on there, so you can get just Fight Story shirts with these logos and the old logo, all different type of merchandise. But the Trevor Gillies official signature shirt, Punches Aren't Vitamins, it's absolutely sick. Our buddy Jeff from BaddestShirts.com. Jeff, he did the guy who did our Fight Stories logo. He also custom designed this, and we worked with Trevor to create it. And I think you guys are really going to like it. And hopefully we're going to be doing some more of these with some of our other guests. We got lots of cool stuff.
Yeah. We got a couple lined up. It was all in the mix, and we wanted to announce it sooner, but it took a little while to cross the T's and dot the I's. But we're excited to announce it and to make it available to you guys. So make sure you check that out. I know his people are going to love it. We hope that our listeners love it too.
Well, we got so many hockey fight fans that love this, and there's no fights in hockey anymore. There's nothing left for us. So we want to create some cool shit that you guys can rep. Bring back the last of the enforcers.
Let's get into the episode. This episode we talked to Ryan Long and Dan Guiry. I didn't realize that they were buddies until the end of the episode. And Ryan was kind of fucking with Dan, and I was like, "What the fuck, man?"
Yeah, Ryan was messing with them.
Yeah, because of their boys, you know what I mean? They're just fucking around. So, anyway, you got that. Here we go. All right, boys, let's get her popping.
Yeah.
Stories, John Moses, Tyler Morrison, quarantine time, baby.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. We're here today with our guest, Dan Guiry. Guiry, stand-up comedian and musician from, he's based out of Toronto. Where are you from originally? Calgary?
Yeah.
Yeah, from Calgary originally, and been coast to coast in Canada, fucking terrorizing people on stage. If Dan Guiry isn't killing, he is getting killed.
Oh, yeah. There's no middle ground there, man.
They love you or hate you, huh?
Oh, I've never seen a more roll of the dice comic than Guiry. Like, but it's highs and like the biggest peaks and the biggest valleys.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's amazing.
No middle ground. If I have a middle ground set, I'm like, what the fuck did I do wrong?
Yeah, man. Well, and it's so funny, like where I live, Dan Guiry's dad lives a block away from me. And like it's such a small random town to live in.
My mom
kidding, right?
introduced us.
Yeah, your mom introduced us. Yeah, that's so weird.
There's a guy who has a comedy festival in town. We just retired here. There's a comedy. You should do it. Okay, Mom. Thanks.
And then you should do SNL.
Yeah.
Guiry, do you remember we did a show in Ajax?
You and I?
Yeah, years ago at the Yucks. Couple shows.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and I dropped you off in somewhere off the 401.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, and Ian Sirota was headlining.
Okay.
I'd say solid 8 years ago.
8 years ago, shit.
Yeah, I only remember because you didn't give me any gas money. But anyway.
Sounds like something I would do back then.
Dan's native. He needed the gas to drink.
Not that I would have taken it, but
Sorry about that, man.
Oh, it's all good. I spent the last 24 hours lighting people up on Facebook that never threw down any gas money.
Oh shit!
That was totally me. But in my defense, it was out of spite for all the people who never gave me gas money while I drove my car into the fucking ground.
Oh yeah.
I'll paying it backwards.
Probably not how a good mature person would act, but it was out of spite, John, that I didn't give you gas money.
Oh, you were young and good looking. You were probably just looking at me like a step on the ladder. Let me put my boot.
I'm glad we're not doing this in person, or else we have a live fight story. You never give me your gas money, you fuck shit.
It's been holding a grudge for years.
I've got a list. So Tyler was telling me, I was excited to have you on because far too often we get guys who are good at fighting on this podcast.
Oh yeah,
you are not good.
No, I am fucking trash at fighting, but I'll get in fights. Many.
Nice.
It's just I got this big mouth and I can't shut it up. And then people will be like, "Oh yeah, you want to go?" And I'm like, "You can punch me in the face if you want."
Oh man!
And then there's been a couple of times when people take me up on that offer, and then I just kind of stand there and take it.
And now you have a ponytail.
Yeah.
Man. Well, I thought I'd try it out,
Yeah.
Ponytail.
So and I'm assuming this is probably after shows, no, or not really?
Yeah, a lot.
So these are the valleys.
Well, this was at Yuck Yucks, and this guy was a big fan.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, you should come out to the wine club." with me and the missus. And so I go, and it's like this crazy wine cellar in the middle of downtown Toronto. And I'm surrounded by like big wigs. We're talking suits and shit. They bust out this bottle of wine. Beautiful view of downtown Toronto. I've just been invited to the other, I'm a scumbag, right? I party in Kensington Market.
Don't let the art hanging on the wall fool you.
So I get to this place and I'm like, oh, I'm totally out of my element. I got my guitar, I'm like ripped jeans. I look like a total asshole. Everybody's staring at me.
Yeah.
So we're drinking wine. It's fucking good, man. And then I just sort of pound back this delicious glass of wine. Then I pour myself another, and everybody's looking at me like, "What the fuck?"
you probably just took 100 down like it was nothing,
It was a $12,000 bottle of wine.
Holy shit!
Just like, who are these fucking people? So anyway, it turns out I get more and more shit-faced as the night goes on. And then I started some argument about something. I don't remember what, but I woke up in the morning with a broken finger and the man's card.
And the man's what?
And his card. He gave me his card, and he broke my finger and kicked me out of the wine cellar. Grabbed my fingers, like, snap, and then I was just like, ugh. And I got out of it. But probably my best getting the shit kicked out of me story was my first cross Canada tour. I was like 21 years old. I was on tour with the great Richard Lett. And, this is back in his drinking days. And let's say I tried to keep up with him, right? Because I was like 21. I didn't know how this worked, right? And I'm just like, I got to keep up with the old dog. And, we drank a lot. And by the end of that tour, I'm like it's my last show. I have to drive my car all the way back to Calgary. I'm in Moncton, New Brunswick. And I get to this bar, Navigators, after the last show. And I'm there about 20 minutes ahead of everybody else. I order some beers. I sit down and I see this double date happening across from me. And I'm like writing in my fucking journal about my tour, right? And I look up and I see these two dudes trying to hit on these two girls. And they say, they interrupt my thoughts. And I look over and I see the girl say, well, we can't go home with you. We're moving to Montreal. And for whatever reason, I'm like in the middle of writing some dick joke. I get it in my head. I look at the girls and I say, hey, don't move to Montreal. You're hot here.
Yeah.
And then the girls are like, oh, thank you, right? They take it as a compliment.
Right.
And then the two dudes who were trying to...
Great line if you were on stage. You know what I mean? You're protected by the aura of the stage. It would have been a great line.
But I'm sitting there at the bar having a fucking drink and I say this, and the girls take it as a compliment, but then the guys who were trying to fuck them explain to them how it's a burn. They're like, well, he's saying you're like a 6. From Moncton 8.
Yeah.
8's not even a good thing. Like you say to your girl that she's an 8, right? Face.
Yeah. These fucking idiots are not getting that they're insulting them in the process,
So they're trying to. So anyway, now these girls storm off and they're like, "Fuck you, assholes." And then as they're walking out, they smile at me and they're like, hey, thanks for the compliment, right? Because they're retarded. And they leave. And all of a sudden, my crew shows up, right? The crew from the club shows up. And I've gotten all these pictures of beer and stuff, and I'm like splashing drinks and saying, fuck yeah, let's party. And then this waitress, which I had a kind of a relationship with, not like a relationship, but like we'd been bantering the whole weekend, right? and it turns out that the banter was not very nice. She'd call me a cockeyed son of a bitch, and I'd be like, "You stupid slut, what are you up to?" And between the two of us, it was a good banter. She would call me a dickwad, and I'd say, "You surly cunt, you give me a drink now, would you?" And it was working. So I get there, and so they get there. I'm sitting there. And I say hi to everybody, and then I look up at the waitress, and I say, "Hey, you stupid twat! How you been?" And she sits down. She's like, "Oh, you surly gentleman," or whatever the fuck, right? All of a sudden, the guys who I had, inadvertently cock-blocked before see this interaction.
Oh, yeah, just looking for it.
Yeah.
They've been eyeballing me since I cock-blocked them accidentally.
Oh, yeah. And all of a sudden, they're these chivalrous gentlemen,
Oh, yeah. And then the one guy says, "You can't say that to a lady." And then she's like, and then I'm like, "What's that? Fucked up hair?" Because he's got this fucked up haircut. Like, okay, so imagine my hair. Already fucked up enough, right? Okay? Yeah. He has this. But instead of having hair here, he has these straight bangs.
Oh, yeah.
Like that he's come out of fucking, like Men in Tights, Robin Hood Men in Tights. Got this fucking period piece of a haircut. He comes up to me trying to be all fucking white-knightedly. Yeah. And I'm like, "Bro." And he goes, what did you just call me? And I'm like, "Fucked up hair. Because your hair's fucked up."
Yeah.
And then he just fucking headbutts me in the face, breaks my nose, and blows up everywhere. And then I'm just bleeding everywhere, right? And I'm kind of shocked, right? I just sort of stand there and take it. And I'm like, "Oh, man, this guy just headbutted me in the face," because it's so surprising.
Is this Friday night or Saturday night?
This would have been a Saturday. No, this would have been a Wednesday night. Because I'd stuck around for a couple days to get fucked up.
Just a great midweek beating.
It was a Wednesday, and then I had to go because I had like work the next week, and it would take me like a week to drive across the country.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck. Hey, John, you got to let Ryan into this conversation. It says.
Yeah, I was just waiting for the story.
Okay, cool.
End of story. I just like, he's like, "You want another?" And I'm like, "No, thanks, fucked up hair." And I'm like, I didn't even flinch through the whole ordeal, and everybody's like, "What the fuck?" And I go clean up my face, and then the girl who we had been calling stupid cunts to one another, she ends up coming back to my hotel room and looking after me all night. We had a nice little conversation. I didn't,
I was gonna say, if you fucked her with a broken nose, dude, that was would have been my hats off. All right, let me get Ryan in on this conversation. Right.
Sit on my face. It looks like a mangled bicycle seat.
My nose looks like your twat.
Hey,
there he is.
Ryan Long, probably the only guy with a good mic in this fucking podcast.
Oh yeah, right. Let's see.
Oh yeah,
Ryan, what's going on? Can you hear us?
Fellas.
Oh, fuck, this sounds like it's his podcast.
Guys, I was in purgatory. I hope it was worth it listening to Dan Guiry's story while I sat in purgatory.
Dan Guiry getting his nose broken is always worth waiting.
That's right.
Well, that's what happens when
you... long way.
Yeah. Well, sometimes when you put a wig on and try to trap guys into having sex with you, they don't respond kindly.
Is this another story that I missed? Ryan, what's going on, dude? Where are you at right now?
I'm still in New York. Did you leave? You got to be in. You're in New Jersey.
No, I live in Jersey. So it's not.
I stuck it out, dude. I'm in the east. I'm in the East Village. I'm in the thick of it here.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty funny actually, because if you go outside, you hear on the internet, it's like quarantine. We're all locked down. If you go outside the East Village, it's a carnival. There's literally. Oh. Do you know the guys that sell junk on the streets? They are active as ever. Literally.
No.
There was a guy outside of my house today, and he was selling like cartons of milk, just fucking secondhand cartons of milk on his fucking stand. Essential service.
So, are any of these people wearing masks, or is it just straight up regular old New York people hacking and fleming all over the place?
Yeah. It's a little less like you don't see as much college kids and stuff like that walking by. It's only the real fucking New York dogs.
Oh yeah. Beauty.
I'm up in Muskoka, so if anyone here gets it, we're just gonna fucking kill them.
That's the best way to contain it.
Keep it pure.
Yeah, you're like what people should be doing. Your normal life is what people want to escape to right now.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I say. My fucking whole life is your summer vacation, bud.
Yeah. People are turning though. I thought even the bodega, because everyone in America is like, the government's lying to us. Like that's the general sentiment, right? And then the bodega guy below me, he's like, the government's lying to us. This is Corona's made up. He's going on and on, right? And then the next day I came back, he's got a mask on. He goes, I'm shutting down the store tomorrow. I go, you were telling me this is fake yesterday. And he goes, I watched the news. Turned them.
Oh, so, Guiry, where are you at? Toronto right now?
Yeah, I'm in Toronto.
It's pretty desolate there too, right?
Yeah, but I'm working still. I'm still managing a bar.
Oh shit! The bars are open right now?
Well, we're doing takeout and takeout beer and shit.
Takeout beer is all right, eh?
Yeah.
You can drive now. The cops don't want to fucking talk to you.
I know.
Oh yeah.
No, it's
drinking and driving's legal in the fucking pandemic.
Yeah, if you can't talk your way out of a speeding ticket now, you're fucking useless.
I'm not putting that breathalyzer on my fucking lips. It was made in China. I know.
Just start coughing at the officer.
Oh yeah! As soon as I hit the window, I'd be hacking and I'd hack on the license and hand it to him. That's probably assault.
Oh, you can get. Well, they were freaking out about people trying to cough at the cops. That was on the news in Toronto.
What type of people?
Well,
no Jews.
Bad people.
It's all Orthodox Jews. It's true.
Well, that's just them talking.
Oh yeah.
That's a huge epidemic of Orthodox Jews in like New Jersey coughing on cops.
Are they Lugian?
Yeah, that's their move. There's a bunch of guys like around my area that were the cops was like, you guys have to disperse or whatever, and then the guy starts yelling. He's like a Dominican dude or whatever. He yells and screams. He goes, "This is America!" Literally like it's South Park, right? He goes, "I thought this is America." He's yelling and screaming, and the cops are like, "Sir, you got to leave." And then he's like, "No, fuck you." He's yelling and screaming. They call more cops. So more cops show up. Now there's like 8 cops, and then there's, 20, an army of homeless people that have gathered yelling and screaming, right? They're all like, fuck you. And then eventually the cops are like, I mean, I don't really see what we're going to do here. So they just got in their car and left.
Exactly, dude.
And the homeless guys rejoiced. Yeah. That was a big W for the homeless community.
How long? You've been in a couple of skirmishes? I feel like you're a 50-50 record guy.
Fuck yeah, dude. Well, I'll tell you what. I've maybe 50-50 record, but most of the fights that I've been in have been with like big group brawls with tons of people from traveling the band over the years.
Oh yeah,
you're in a ska band, so there's like trumpet players and fucking trombones.
Oh,
you get a whole 14 people in your crew.
Yeah, you don't want to fuck with the trombone player. Everybody knows that. I got one funny one that I got a bunch. I don't know. I mean, Guiry, you must have had this before. I mean, it's the same thing as being on stage when someone wants to fight you, but in a band, when you're on tour in some town and you just got your like 5 friends and you're some farm town and they got like 85 people in Calgary, right? That's when it's not good. But I thought one of the funniest ones was, this was in Halifax, and me and the guys in the band, we got in this big, huge fight, right? Some guys were in a party bus and they were yelling and screaming at us, and we were there with like some of our boys on tour, and then we started screaming at these guys. They got out of the bus and we got in like a big, huge brawl on the streets, like people kicking and screaming. One guy had a skateboard. So it was out of control, right? And then the cops come, so cops are locking people up, and they put us all on the paddy wagon together, right? So yeah, we're all in the paddy wagon together, the whole squad, like our crew and their crew, and we're still mouthy the whole time, even though we're all like handcuffed to our fucking thing. And they've got, when they put they don't put the handcuffs on, they put the twist ties on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So me and the boys are fucking yelling and screaming in the thing, and the cop had to keep breaking us up in the paddy wagon. So eventually they take us to the garage in Halifax. So I'd been so mouthy and ridiculous the whole time that the cops are like, you need to stay in the paddy wagon. They drove it in the garage, brought everyone else to the cell, then left me in the paddy wagon and turned the lights off in the garage. So I'm just sitting in the paddy wagon with the lights off in the garage. And because I was so sweaty, I managed to squeak out of the twist ties. So the cops came back and they saw me sitting there without the twist ties, and they were like, all right, fuck this guy. So the cops dragged me out and threw me down the stairs like you see in a fucking movie. And then like, yeah, dude, and did the whole fucking thing. They're like punching me in the ribs, like the whole shabam that you see in the fucking movies, right? Do you remember the old docks thing when that used to be in Toronto? There was the docks where
I know the docks.
And they used to, the police officers were notorious for like, you have 3 seconds. They go, 3 seconds for what? To run. And then if they catch you, they like beat the fuck out of you.
I remember I got arrested. I was finished singing a karaoke song, and 4 cops came in as I was on stage singing, and I was like, fuck, who's the asshole? And then they arrested me as I finished. And as they were taking me out, I go, hey, can you let me go? They're like, fuck no. Because I was like violating like, you know, the condition of my release from 2 weeks before that.
Too close to children.
Well, you know.
He came off stage like it was Jim Morrison singing a Doors song.
Oh, dude. I loved it. And one of the cops go, hey, man. That's what he said. The cops goes, hey, man, you did a good job up there. I go, good enough to let me go? He goes, fucking forget about it. So one of the cops, I said, why don't you just take me down to the docks and kick the shit out of me? And they were like, buddy, we wouldn't even waste our time.
Our knuckles are still bloody from fucking frat boys from last year. Exactly. So the cops, they kind of beat me up and then fucking took me to the place where they make you get I don't know if you ever done like the drunk tank situation, but they make you get naked and like touch your toes, and it's super embarrassing. There's like a chick there and the whole thing, right? This happened there. Yeah, it's terrible. They go
chick there too. That's fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Like it's on purpose, right? Just to make.
It's one thing if they're like, get naked and touch your fucking toes, and it's just the boys. But I got a chick behind me watching. It's like, right. That's not fun for anybody.
Whistling into your gaper.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, hey, eyes to the front, lady. So what happens was then they make me naked or whatever, and then they put me in the cell. And then we're still in the cells where the guys we got in a fight with and us are all in cells. So everyone's still yelling and screaming at everyone until we eventually make friends. Eventually, we kind of like became boys with the guys we all got in a fight with.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we like kind of broed down. And then by the end of it, I was like, so I'm freezing at night, right? So eventually we try to sleep at like 6 and I'm freezing. I go, I get why they fucking stripped us, but like, why didn't they give us our pants back? And then my buddy in the cell beside us goes, dude, we all have our pants.
Yeah. Oh, they just hated you.
Yeah. They put me in with just boxers, and I just assume everyone was there in just boxers. Motherfuckers.
Nice.
I've gotten a lot of stand-up fights. Guiry, you ever had someone try to fight you on stage? You must have. Oh, your mic's off.
Sorry, my wife just got home. Yeah, this lady tried to.
Do you have a sensor that turns anything bad that's going on your computer off when your wife walks in the door?
The Todd Shapiro dump button.
Guiry is a dump button for Montina.
Things are getting a little too tough for Todd Shapiro's image. Fucking hit the red button.
You guys remember that transition on the Todd Shapiro show when he all of a sudden started to care?
Yeah, Todd's being a good guy.
Todd Shapiro has a dump button for anyone who trash talks CBD.
Yeah, he's got a lot of sponsors.
Yeah, Absolute Nature. We just want to shout out to Absolute Nature.
Yo, Absolute Nature, we love you.
Yeah, Guiry, have you had any take a swipe on you while you were on stage or just walking off of it?
Yeah, I
for stealing material. Okay, I'm kidding. No, I'm just joking. Like, yeah, I actually did give a bunch of comics started to fight me because I've been notoriously stealing everyone's material, but I don't think that Guiry has a reputation for stealing at all. But I saw Guiry sort of getting like a little like, what is this? Is this what people say about me? And I'm like, no, I just thought of it right now. It's not a
Quite an accusation.
Yeah, but that's why it's a joke.
All right.
But I forgot the sensitive Guiry.
Some of these should be live.
I'm sensitive, joke thievery. Jesus Christ, I'd fight somebody over that. I would actually throw down over that.
You got a guitar, Dan.
I'd rather be a rapist.
I would more just love to know if Guiry was a joke thief, who's the poor sap that he stole. Oh, Jordan, Justin Trudeau is taxing the pussy. Like there's some guy in Calgary that can't do that bit anymore.
I always try and write jokes so that they can't be stolen.
I think you've succeeded, yeah.
The Chinese are stealing our comeback.
I was just telling someone your joke the other day, the fucking gay pride parade. Now, personally, I think all parades are gay. I was just telling someone that. I was doing a clinic on how to not do comedy.
So who came after you?
One time, and afterwards, I fucking murdered. But I had outed some chick in the front row for having like some sort of STD with some of my crowd work.
a little investigative journalism.
I asked a couple questions. Some answers were thrown about in a room full of 300 people, and it became quite apparent this chick had been giving all her friends chlamydia or some shit, right? And so I'm like high-fiving the audience afterwards. And then this chick's in the front row and she goes up for a high five. I'm like, that's weird, right? And then I high-five her. She grabs my wrist and pulls me forward and then tries to bite me. So, I got chlamydia.
Wait, she tried to bite you?
Yeah, she tried to bite me.
A bite is a crazy move.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh, shit.
I'm sure I've told.
The only time I've ever been attacked on stage.
I'm sure I've told this story on this podcast, but after a show one night, I had a chick come after me. She was shooting her mouth off, big girl, and she goes, I forget what she said. She's wearing this big yellow shirt, and I said, "Hey, I didn't know Kool-Aid made lemonade." And they just kept it moving, right? And then at the end of the show, she came over to me, and she went, "Oh!" And she wound up to fucking smack me. And I pulled my brother in line to the smack, so my brother ate the fucking shot, and then I started laughing my head off. And then this fat chick is just chasing me around the bar trying to fucking kill me, and I am like,
100%. Cops, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the end of the comedy at that bar.
That's funny.
Last show.
I was at a Groove Bar. You guys all probably know where that is. And I was doing a joke. The gist of the joke was that they made it illegal for people to have sex with retards. But like, if you're a retarded guy, wouldn't you be like, did you just make it illegal to fuck me? Like, I don't know. You thought I was crushing puss before. That was the gist of it, right? But there's like a bunch more to it. But then some guy started flipping out, and he was like, my son's like retarded. I don't know if he used the word retarded. I don't know if he said it like that. My son's retarded. But he's...
My son is special.
Yeah, he said some version of that. Hey, don't call them that. My son's a retard.
Now
so
you make me say it.
So he starts saying, you can't fucking say that. And then I was in the moment, I said, he goes, my son's retarded or whatever, however he phrased it. And I was like, yeah, where do you think he got it from? Like, you know, that's fairly, whatever.
That's the right line, yeah.
Yeah, stock, nothing too good, nothing too bad about it, just whatever, right? And then he flips out, starts charging the stage. A bunch of comics like grab him, and the guy who like owns Group. So then he runs outside and starts being like, get him out here. We're going to do. And first of all, this guy's like 65, about to die. I could have tuned this guy's face in.
Right.
But it was one of those things also, like, that probably isn't the move to be like beating up crazy people outside the Groove Bar.
I remember
you should have fought his super strong retarded son.
Yeah. If he had the strength.
Yeah, he had to be 30, 35 years old, right?
So when I was a kid, I used to get babysat by this lady, And she also looked after a mentally disabled person. And I was like 6 or whatever. And this lady used to pull me up by the hair and put me in her tits.
Nice.
So I've always had like a fear of like retarded people.
There's the.
You know what that reminded me of, Guiry? Because you were talking about the day. So this is actually a true fucking story that is pretty like weird. But I was at a daycare, and then they were running one of the fight clubs at the daycare, and it was on the news and everything. I was at one of the daycares they were running a fight club at, and the lady went to jail and everything.
They used to film this shit or put beds on.
Well, did you guys never hear those stories? Yeah. I feel like every year it pops up that there's like a daycare where the person was like making the kids fight and shit like that. It's
you get in trouble for that? I gotta scrub a couple podcasts off the fucking.
Yeah. You have a link?
So, wait, were you a kid at the daycare, or you were just fucking one of the people working?
I was a kid. Oh yeah. Tyler's like, I gotta take down a couple links on
workers.
Patreon only.
No,
So
I was at the daycare. I was one of the fighters. Well, I was 16, but the kids were 6. But that's just, you gotta get the advantage where you can have them. No, I was so young that I barely remember. Like I was like 6. You know what I mean? And then I just remember telling my mom one day. So this is what I told my mom. I go, I don't want to go to that daycare anymore. She locks us in the basement. And my mom goes, what? And I'm like, yeah, she locks us in the basement for 5 hours and doesn't let it come out. And this is like, 4 months into me going there. And my mom was like, okay, fuck that. My mom kind of like pulled me out of the daycare or whatever. And then 3 months later, it was like a huge news story in Scarborough where I lived at the time that this lady got busted because she was making the kids fight and filming. And it was like a literal. So my mom tells this story every Christmas about like what a hero she is.
Yeah.
for
breaking up child fighting rings.
Yeah. She sees herself as quite the hero.
Everything I do with my kid is to train her for that moment so she could succeed. Like all the child karate lessons she's in, it's like, just in case, kid, your back's against the wall. It's time to clean up,
Yeah, you're taking her to daycares. You're like, how'd the fight go? They're like, there's no fight. You're like, Jesus Christ, is there any daycares around here that fucking run a ring? Trying to get a 2-for-1 here.
We're talking about people getting in fights on stage. I remember there was a show that I did way back. It was in Newmarket, and young Brian O'Gorman on the show.
Nude Brian O'Gorman.
Yeah. I think we were like 19 or 20 at the time. And we're doing the show at a little cafe. And Sarah Hennessy, the comedian, she put it on. She was hosting it. And O'Gorman's doing his act, and it's real filthy at the time. It's still filthy. It's great. But he's doing this act, and there's this guy in the front row who is not having it. He's getting so mad. And he starts yelling out eventually. And he's like, it's not funny. Say something funny. Be funny. He's just like freaking out. But he's a big guy. It's not like, and he's older. Like he's probably like our parents' age type thing. And O'Gorman's like, he starts like talking to the guy, doing a little bit of, finding out about him. And I guess the guy was like an ex-cop. And the guy's sitting there with his family, and his 2 sons are probably our age. They're about, 20, 22 type thing. And
he's got the kids there.
His wife's there, and he's like, it's not funny. He gets up and he starts walking out, and he's doing the wave off, like, enough for you. And O'Gorman's like, and O'Gorman figured out that his name was Patterson. That was the guy's last name. He goes, you know what, Patterson? You can fucking leave. But while you're gone, I'm going to fuck your wife in front of your fucking kids. But he stops on a dime. And the way this was set up is there's like an aisle down the middle of the show and seats on both sides. So Patterson turns around and starts walking back down the aisle like it's WWE. He's coming down to the ring. And O'Gorman jumps off the stage. And they like lock in the middle. They don't start fighting, but they're jaw jacking face to face, a little bit of like, pushing going on. And then people start jumping in. I remember my dad was there, I go to try and fight one of Patterson's.
Your dad's there.
I go to fight one of Patterson's sons. My dad's there, grabs me by the face. He's like pulling us back. It was just like a huge like melee broke out. It ended up getting broken up, and I had to go on stage right after all this shit. But Patterson left, and O'Gorman got back up on stage and like taunted
I love
him.
just Patterson. As soon as he turns around, you just hear this.
Yeah.
Stone cold.
Austin. Yeah. So like as he's leaving and he's like taking his whole family out, the whole crowd chants "na na 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 goodbye." Like O'Gorman's got the fucking whole crowd taunting.
I would never get off the stage. I would never lose that leverage, dude. I would just be like, and as soon as you try and get on, the kick's up under the chin.
Yeah, no, we were just young guys at the time. Being bad boys.
Rookie move.
Oh yeah, it's so fun though when people get that serious about comedy and have to come after you.
So here's a question: who would you guys, anybody in Hollywood, who would you take a run at if you could?
Ellen DeGeneres, I'd say.
Good one. That's solid.
He's fucking tough, man. I don't know.
In self-defense. In self-defense.
Imagine she just took everything you gave her right on the chin and just turned her head like, not today.
Yeah, spits out the tooth. That's all you got.
Ellen's like a video game boss. You gotta get past all the fucking guards at the compound to get to it.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Okay, let me think. I'll think for real. Yeah, Guiry, you go.
I'd say that Timothy Chalamet guy, that little kid. You know,
who?
Hot stuff. My wife thinks he's sexy, and I want to beat the fucking ever little shit out of this little fucking twerp.
Okay.
Or you can just let your. How old is the kid?
He's like 24.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like it was like a kid. I was like, or you could just let your wife fuck him and send him away forever. But
I'd take this little dainty fuck to prison and beat the shit out of him.
All right, Lon, who you got?
Good one. I know. I'm trying to think. I think, you know what I would probably want to fight is Justin Long, and the loser has to stop using the last name.
That's a good, I like that. That's a good one.
There's only room for one of us in Hollywood. And right now it's you, but once you're gone, that'll probably be, I'll move to Hollywood after that.
Do you have anyone, John?
Here.
It'd also be fun to take on somebody who could just beat the shit out of you. You know what I mean?
I got some pretty good beating the shit out of me stories.
Take on The Rock. You guys fucking fight The Rock.
And they're like, really, Dan? You're like, what? Who'd you pick?
For charity. And we raised like $110 million for some charity we both like. And then we just go into the ring and I swing at him and then he just decks me. It'd be funny. It'd be good.
Or if he just throws you through a window, you get to keep the cash, you know?
Yeah. DRJ.
That's how I'd be going for it.
I'll tell you guys a good fight story. So my girlfriend was acting up, right? And that's how it starts.
As they're known to do.
Do you know what? So this is because I don't know if I've ever told Tyler or Guiry this, but I got my nose broken like so bad in a fight once that I had to get surgery and stuff. So it was like super crooked. Then they did surgery, like a plastic surgeon had to put it back into place and shit. But what happened?
Is that why you look like that?
Yeah. I had a big, long, Jewy nose before. I was Pinocchio. No, they didn't add like things. It was just a plastic surgeon.
But they changed your face.
No. But what happened was the bones were all
that's why your
broken.
face looked like that.
Yes, exactly. I used to look like you. Then we did a face-off like Nicolas Cage and whatever his name is.
I want to tell you guys win the award for the most passive-aggressive guests on this podcast.
We're the most aggressive guests, and you guys have all these UFC fighters and stuff too. And me and Dan Guiry are fucking causing shit out here.
No. Those guys are just flat out aggressive, right?
What did you say we are? Passive aggressive?
Yeah, passive aggressive. Yeah.
No. Well, I think that seems like that, but me and Guiry like each other. We're just fucking.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Well.
I haven't missed Guy. I haven't seen you in a long time. I haven't seen him since I went back to Toronto. I was like, no, me and Guy are fucking boys.
Yeah, boys. I steal your jokes all the time.
Now that I'm gone.
Yeah, that's it.
What's the story?
You got to represent the boys.
He's not gonna need these.
What's the story, Long? What happened then?
So it was it was like my birthday at Sneaky D's, if you know where that is.
Oh, I know Sneaky D's.
Yeah, you guys, I mean, I'm sure everyone does. I don't know if I feel like John's been gone for so long. He's left Toronto memories in the dust.
Oh no, my buddy Lee knocked the guy out in front of Sneaky D's.
Oh, that was me.
I choked the guy at Sneaky D's. The last altercation I was in.
So we fucking got in a fight upstairs, and it was like 6 of my boys and then 6 of other people, and it was a fight that was probably pretty even. So we like a big brawl, the bouncers and everything, and somehow I didn't get kicked out in this big fight. So, and then a lot of my friends got kicked out. So everyone sort of dispersed, and it was kind of like, all right, I guess that's over or whatever. And then I was leaving with like the chick I was with at the time, and then at like 2:30 or whatever, and I was walking home, and while I was walking home with the chick, we ran into the 4 dudes that we've gotten a big fight with before, and then they just like demoed me so bad that in front of with the whole thing where the girl's like, stop, leave him alone,
you're gonna kill him.
Yeah. You're gonna kill him, he has a tiny dick, you can't do this to him. He's a weak bitch, he can't handle this. And I'm like, stop saying that about me. Yeah, she's going fucking in, right? She's yelling and screaming, and they're like, shut up, bitch. Pow, pow, whatever. Boom, pow, bing, bam.
Oh yeah.
Oh, fucking boom, bang, bam. So she's doing the whole fucking thing, right? Yelling and screaming. These guys beat me up so bad. So I completely black out, right? So all I know is what she told me. And she told me that like after they left and beat me up, I was like, we got to go find those guys so I can beat them up. She said I was like, I was, I guess, trying to seem cool to her, but I was like, where are they? I want round 2, but 4 guys that just kicked the fucking shit out of me.
Oh yeah, it's just like enough already.
Yeah. I'm gushing blood. Apparently I walked into my boy's room and he's like, fucking stop getting blood everywhere. And then woke up the next morning, went to the doctor, and he's like, yo, you should have came here last night. And then, so basically my nose was at like a 30-degree angle for a good fucking 7 months because that's how I had to wait for my surgery or whatever.
Oh man,
fucking Canadian healthcare system, man.
Oh, I tell you, these fucking libtards and
different coke off buddy's table next to you.
All right, boys. Well, we got to.
Yeah, that's fun. That is fun to do coke with a super crooked nostril. It's,
I still can't breathe out one side of my nose from the combination of coke and getting it broken so many times.
That's why they have those straws with the bend in them.
All right, boys. Well, we got to dip out. We got another one.
Yeah, because you guys got a big one, right? You guys got like a cool guy.
I mean, I don't know.
We got a guy who can kick our ass. No, it's fucking.
You got real guys, eh?
Well,
no. This is great that you guys came on. We love having
Guiry Long. Me and Guiry
are the best.
The boys conversation. Yeah, this is definitely the boys episode. Woo, woo, woo.
You guys could come on again. We know we only scratched the surface with what we talked about. You guys
I know you guys like each other. It won't be so weird for me.
Oh, for a sec, yeah, because I guess Tyler knows we're friends, but John, for a second,
I don't know. But Guiry wasn't reacting, so I was just like, "How's he taking this?"
Fucking plastered out of his mind. Look at him.
I know. Well, now I'm piecing this all together now, right? He's just looking like baked. He's probably like,
Dan Guiry's an odd duck. That's all you need to know.
You never seen the Dan Guiry eye graze?
You sons of bitches.
Is there anything you want to plug?
Fucking Dan Guiry's mom's hole.
Oh, fucking.
Ooh. The line.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I know you guys got to get out of here, but I've seen Guiry definitely fucking almost fight with some audience members a couple times. Remember when you were working on the Asian chunk? Like there was some fucking tumultuous nights with that.
The Chinese. joke is like that was the hardest stretch of my life. Was like trying to get the audience members that Chinese
working
people
on the
were
Asian
eating
joke.
and then the whole time I'm like, I have to say chingity ching chong to get away with accusing all Chinese people. One time this Chinese guy's about to beat the shit out of me, and then this lady starts heckling me during the chingity ching chonger. And she's like, you can't say that. And I was like, why? Are you Chinese? And she goes, yeah. And I was like, what's your last name? And she goes, Chong. I'm just like, then I can't say it, okay? You know, what's your first name? Her name was Connie Chong. We're now Instagram friends.
I'm telling you, Dan, after this fucking COVID thing dies down, you're going to be able to fucking open and close with that.
Oh, yeah. There's never been a better climate, dude.
That's funny. You never, wasn't appreciated.
The audience is going to be singing along with you, dude. Like, chicken chow.
That fucking rules. They're going to be doing the eye.
Man, it was a hard. Well, no, all the other guys are doing the eye thing. I'm like, well, let's go deep into the paint.
All right, boys.
Okay, check me out at the Boys Cast with Ryan Long. That's my podcast.
Oh yeah,
right on.
Definitely check that out.
And,
what's your Instagram? Because you're always pumping a bunch of vids. What's that?
Yeah, Ryan Long Comedy. Ryan Long Comedy on everything: Instagram, YouTube, the whole ball of wax.
Guiry.
And then Boys
I'm
Cast.
Dan Guiry.
Instagrams.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it Dan Guiry or I'm Dan Guiry?
Yeah, I'm there. Dan Guiry. Search it. It comes up. What am I, fucking queer?
All right, I'm starting to understand now.
Thanks a lot, boys.
Right,
we
boys,
appreciate
thanks,
you coming on the show, man.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
awesome.
Yeah, dude. Hope I see you guys fucking soon in person, man.
Yeah, definitely. Take care.
Ha